King Nebuchadnezzar was having trouble sleeping because he kept having bad dreams. I once had a dream that a shark bit my hand off, but I'm pretty sure it didn't mean anything. Well, anyway, King Nebuchadnezzar, his dreams were bothering him so much, he sent for his advisors, magicians, wise men, astronomers, because he wanted them to tell him what his dreams meant. When they arrived, they said to him, "Yeah, sure, we can tell you what your dreams mean. Just tell us what you dreamed." But King Nebuchadnezzar didn't really trust them. He said, "No, you tell me what I dreamed, and then I will know that you aren't lying." Of course, even the wisest man couldn't tell King Nebuchadnezzar what he had been dreaming, and so King Nebuchadnezzar, who was probably very grumpy because he hadn't been getting much sleep, ordered that every wise man in the kingdom should be killed. And so the commanders of the king's guards went off to find all the wise men and have them killed, and that included Daniel and his friends, who had proved themselves to be pretty wise indeed. So a commander went to Daniel's house to have him killed. Daniel asked him what was going on, and when the commander explained, Daniel went to the king and asked if they could have some more time. Daniel might be able to help King Nebuchadnezzar and tell him what the dream meant. So Daniel went back to his friends and told them what was going on, and they all prayed. They asked that God would help Daniel to understand the dream so that he could tell the king what it meant. And God did show Daniel the dream, and Daniel and his friends praised God. So off Daniel went to the king and told him that it was God who had told him what the dream meant. Daniel went on to tell King Nebuchadnezzar what he had dreamed. He said, "In your dream, you saw a big statue. It was huge and shiny and frightening. The head was made of gold. The chest and arms were made of silver. Its middle and thighs were made of bronze. The lower part of the legs were made of iron, and the feet were made of a mixture of iron and clay. Then a rock came and hit the statue. The statue crumbled into tiny pieces and blew away in the wind. And the rock that had hit the statue became a big mountain that filled the whole earth." And here is what your dream means. You are a powerful king. God has given you power and strength. You are like that head of gold on the statue. But after you are gone, another kingdom will come that is not as good as yours. It will be like the chest of silver. After that, another kingdom, and then another, each one weaker than the one before. But then God will set up another kingdom. It will destroy all the other kingdoms, but this kingdom, God's kingdom, will last forever. Well, when King Nebuchadnezzar heard this, he fell down on his knees and he said to Daniel, "Truly I know that your God is the greatest of gods and the Lord of all kings." King Nebuchadnezzar was a pretty powerful guy. Daniel says as much. God had made him strong and powerful and put him in charge of a great nation. I wonder if the king felt a bit indestructible, nice and safe sitting there on his throne. Maybe he was proud of what he'd achieved. But he's reminded by Daniel and by God in his dream that everything he has is from God and that none of it will last. King Nebuchadnezzar cannot hide behind his kingdom or his power forever. One day it will all be gone. King Nebuchadnezzar maybe found security in his kingdom and power. Maybe we find it in good grades at school, or having lots of friends, or lots of money, or having a good job. Whatever it is, like the statue in King Nebuchadnezzar's dream, it will not last forever. Because the only thing that lasts forever is God's kingdom. In God's kingdom, we are fully safe and secure forever.